Come on. Yes, here we go. Right, ladies and gentlemen, a big warm welcome to the next episode of the Under the Lights podcast with myself, Robert Blundell. Delighted to be joined live here today by Derry Mathews here in Derry's boxing gym, the home of Marybone ABC. I know for your career, Derry, you've done loads of interviews, loads of stuff, and we could probably fill a full podcast with just what went on Coach's Home from your fights. But here today, we're looking at Derry Mathews, the coach, not the boxer. So I know they go hand in hand, but looking to speak about your transition. We are sat here in your gym, home of Marybone ABC. Could you explain how Marybone ABC came into existence?
Yeah, so basically, Georgie Vaughan had a gym on Great Ormond Street. What was called the Vaughan Camp, the original Vaughan Camp. And Georgie's grandsons built that for him. And then Georgie come out of coaching for a bit. The gym weren't getting used, and then the gym was closed for a bit. I asked the scrap kid could take over where he left off in that facilities. Paid a couple of outstanding bills. Took over the gym. It was perfect. It was a 10 out of 10 gym. I loved the place, if I'm honest. And then the landlord wanted us out. He seen the bigger picture with the generation, what was going on Great Ormond Street. So we knew they were going to get a shitload of money, should I say. And they said they were going to flatten the building. They never. It's still there. And it's still not. It's still evident. So we got his eye wiped on that one. And then Marybone Youth and Community Centre had a youth club that was upstairs, not become available. It was empty. Not was in here. There was a couple of snooker tables, table tennis. No one was using the premises. Lost all the funding. I met with the local people and just said I could start on Monday. I could go in, rip the place out, which I've done with the help of me, a couple of friends, a couple of gym users as well. We come in, rip the old place out, give it a little paint, floor, got a couple of rings, put the bags up, and it just built from there. And it's a mad one because we were talking about it the other day. This is our 10th season, and I didn't think we'd been going that long.
I didn't realise that.
It's our 10th official 10th season. We check with England Boxing, and we're into our 10th year.
So over then 10 years, how's it grown? Because this is obviously a much bigger facility than you were in on Great Ormond Street, isn't it? So how many carded boxes have you got right now?
Right now, I think we've got about 49, maybe 59 carded boxes. Don't get me wrong, it hasn't happened overnight, and it hasn't happened just by myself. I've got other great coaches in the gym, where they're coaching the skills kids right through to the open class kids. We're a team, and it's took time to build and build and build. But it's been a journey, and I just feel like right now we're there where we want to be.
As you've said there, you've got the mix from kids having skills bouts right open to the open class elite national champion seniors. What sort of them 49, 50 boxes? What is the sort of breakdown? How many are kids just starting? How many are juniors, seniors, youth?
Yeah, I'd say 10 on skills to under 5 bouts. Got a lot of youths and a lot of seniors. And I think that's because where we're based. We're only in a small community. And to get to our club, you've got to walk past Rotunda, Kirkdale, Everton Red Triangle, the Transport, the Salisbury.
Yeah.
There's 5.
Off the top of your head.
That's right off the top of my head. Lee Jones.
Yeah.
There's 6. For me, they're the best clubs in Britain. You know what I mean? And so all the kids we've got have got to walk past well-established boxing clubs to get to here. So I put that down to the coaching we provide. That's why we're getting, and that's why we've been a good success this year.
What was the process then of becoming an amateur boxing coach, and how you built your team of coaches you've got?
I just always knew, even when I was 16, 17, I knew I was going to be a trainer. I'd done my qualifications back then to be a personal trainer, be a conditioning coach. So I haven't just come out of boxing and gone, I want to be this, I want to be that. And I've been all in, and I've learned off some of the best coaches in the amateur and professional game. But I just always felt that I wanted to put something back into the sport, what's been good to me, change my life, give me a good home, give me as many holidays as I wanted. I met loads of great people, loads of friends. And if I just felt if I could change one kid's life, I'd be happy. And the aim is to keep changing people's lives every year, giving them something, taking them around the country, meeting new friends, meeting new people, and just keeping kids off the street as well.
How many coaches have you got?
We've got about around 10.
Yeah.
And myself,
all volunteers.
Yeah, all volunteers. We're not one coach is paid. So over daytime, I'm in my own gym. You'll see on my social media, I'm in from 5 o'clock in the morning. And then at 5:30, 6:30, the amateurs start coming. So I've been in the morning. I've earned my money.
Yeah.
What I'm doing, we coach human life volunteer, and our amateur club. I work that hard in the daytime. Our amateur club don't pay rent. So our amateur club we have our own pot.
Yeah.
So we have a treasurer for our amateur club, and I'm not involved with that. We have our own treasurer, our own board. We'll run properly. So everything what our kids pay subs, they just put them back into themselves, then we don't spend it. We pay all the trips away. Everywhere our kids go, they don't have to put their hands in the pocket, and I think that's what most amateur clubs do in the Liverpool. It's not just us. I think the old city are doing that as well.
Yeah, it's really good what you're doing. Obviously, you've said there about the trips you go on and whatnot. A lot of the viewers might be familiar with, because obviously you had a long pro career yourself, turned pro really young. But you did a bit as an amateur yourself before, and then your junior Olympic gold medal, senior ABA title, the national titles. What would you say the big difference now between amateur boxing to when you were boxing is as an amateur?
Parents.
What do you mean by that?
And social media. Parents and social media. When I was growing up, I'd walk in the gym. I'd want my name on the wall. I'd want Tony Chandler to put my name on the wall to say I was fighting this Friday. Or now, it's like kids want 6 weeks' notice. Yeah.
I seen a post Fergo put up last night about that.
Yeah, kids want 6 weeks' notice for 3 2-minute rounds. Or a senior 3 3s. You're a boxer, box. So, and parents get involved too much now. I feel like that he shouldn't be fighting him. Well, that's the coach's job. And our job is to protect the boxer at all times. And our role as a coach, and everyone will say the same thing, you become a best mate, a father figure, a social worker, a youth worker, driver. A boxing coach, a driver, first aid. You become everything.
Yeah.
So parents need to trust in the coaches, not just our club, at every club in the country. I think every other amateur coach will be this. Will say, yeah, you're spot on.
You think there's anything you can do to change that culture?
No, I think it's too far gone.
Do you?
And then when I boxed, my parents never went in my amateur club.
No.
Dodging a stick, you get abuse. But then it's changed with amateur football as well. Loads of parents go to amateur football. When I played football as a kid, your parents might be in bed.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens, and it's just it's crazy. It's like now, state and gyms have waiting areas for parents. So we don't, and the reason as well we don't. They're not safeguarded.
Yeah, which is the biggest thing.
The biggest thing, they're not safeguarded. Every coach in here is first aid, safeguarding, DBS checked, and England boxing registered. So
I know we've alluded to it a little bit there. You've said about the trips away, the different levels you've had. You've had a very successful season this season. Yeah. What sort of achievements have boxers from the club won, not just this season, but since you started?
Well, forget boxing. Yeah. You've seen Perry.
Yeah.
2 days ago, become a quantity surveyor.
Yeah.
One of our club sponsors, who's our main club sponsor in Mitch, employed him to be a quantity surveyor. He went and qualified yesterday. So things like that's
outside the boxing.
Outside the boxing, he's a top boxer, top senior. Got an injury, sustained a bad injury. Not going to box again. He's a quantity surveyor, and he's most probably going to earn more money than most.
Probably will, yeah. I've seen you got a first class honours degree. So well done, Perry.
That's class. For me, that is top raw.
Yeah.
We've done everything from kids having skills bouts, 3 England internationals. We've won. Terence Brown was one of our first we had. Schoolboy final, lost. We thought we won. A year later, junior ABA final, lost. Boxed for England then. Won for England, then lost. And then Jake, this season we've had Dylan was our first national champion, won the ABCs. Then we had Jacob, won the youth championships. Jacob Naismith stepped up in age as well, went up to the Opens. He's only 08 and he's a young 08, stepped into the 07s, won them. And then we had Luke Pryor, who won the elites.
I know Luke's just come in there. We can't talk too much about him because he's got big announcements coming up himself. But what a run he had in the ABAs. Do you want to talk us through that journey a little bit? Because it was unbelievable. Because he went into a lot of bouts as an underdog, would think that's fair to say. Yeah. And he just, even if it wasn't going his way, he's just got this. It's like, it reminds me a little bit what you had as a pro when you boxed Tommy Coyle, for example. We know where you can box, but when it wasn't going your way, you had that one-punch power that turned it round. Well, he's over there, Luke. But how would you describe that journey from being your first senior elite ABA champion and how it went?
It was a great run, and 3 weeks before the elites, we took him over to Llandudno, and he boxed a Welsh kid. The Welsh kid beat him over 3-2s, and he got out the ring on the way home. We were talking about it, and I said, and Geno, and I'll tell you as well, he's not made for 3-2s, he should be 3-3s. So me and Geno put our heads together, and Darren. So Luke comes to us to another gym.
Yeah, Rydell.
Yeah, Rydell. He's come and Darren, the coach. So the three of us put our heads together. You know what? I think we should put him in the ABAs. I think he's going to be better over 3 rounds. And a lot of people, I don't care who they are, in the city will go, oh, they shouldn't be putting him in. Yeah. They shouldn't be putting him in. And we just knew something. He's different, Bob. The punch power, the movement of his, it's a bit more unique. He's different from others. Naturally fit all year round, strong as an ox. You can see him now doing his conditioning work. So we just went, no what, we told him in. First bout, this Cannon, who's a top kid. Top kid. We beat Cannon, but we knocked Cannon out. Yeah. And
heavy in the Grand Central.
Yeah, and then loads of going, might have been a bit fluky. And then look what we went on to win, and then look at everyone we beat.
Yeah. So how many stoppages did he have on route to the
had 3.
Championship? 3? Yeah, in his first open class bouts, really.
Open class bouts. He still only had 24 bouts now. So he won an elite senior ABA title, and then he went to the Tri-Nations. And Craig McAvoy, who's the head Scottish coach, was sitting front row over the board. And he went, how come you're here today? And I know Craig through Stephen Simmons, who was a boxer. And I went, watch out for me. I've got 2 lads on. Obviously, they know Jacob. Jacob's come from Scotland to move to Liverpool. And then I went, watch out for Luke Pryor, 67 kilo. Just something about him. And I went and he can punch. So, long story short, Luke's first bout, knocked the kid out. Second round, and he turned around to me. I went, you were right. Next bout in the final, knocks the kid out again. We just went, where'd you get him from? And he's a top class elite coach. And a man's a course, and everyone in England was made up with him. So he's gone. We know, everyone knows he's turned over. He's announced he's turned over. Yeah, and Sam Jones, which I know there's other things coming. But is there anyone, I was just trying to think this for the viewers as well, is there anyone who's boxed for your amateur who's also turned pro with you, or is he the first? No, he'll be the first.
Yeah, I couldn't think of anyone. But
he'll be the first. So that was the other goal that me and Geno had. When I started the club, Geno had Tommy Carras here. Yeah. So I was already established, and then Tommy Carras retired. So I asked Geno for some help because Geno's kids were in here. Yeah. And Geno boxed with me at the Solly. So we knew each other, we get on great, and we're the same kind of person. So it works. And we had a little plan. We said, no what? Get like the Cronk gym. They all wear the same kit. My team is for all our kids to wear the same green shorts, but to be pros. No one's done it yet. No. Luke's going to be the first. Nice. But the other pros, the other pros who've got in the gym, they've come from the amateur club. So that was our goal. Because when I turned, I'm going to go back. When I turned pro, Bob, I was only 18, and an amateur boxing coach could not go near a pro boxer, and a pro boxer couldn't go in an amateur club. It weren't allowed. So I obviously went with Georgie Vaughan, But I got lucky, it worked for me.
Yeah.
I had an unbelievable professional career with George, who's an unbelievable coach, knows the game inside out. Other boxers feel comfortable with their own coaches.
Yeah,
and if you've had a coach from the age of 11, you put all that work into him, he gets to 19, 20, turns over, and you've got to lose him. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
That's the hard part, because you know him better than anyone. And I actually like what Josh Taylor does. His amateur coach.
Yeah.
He keeps him with him.
Yeah.
He keeps him with him everywhere. Yeah. Okay, he might be in command in the coach, but he's around the camp.
Yeah.
And that's good. But our goal was turn our lads over when they want to go pro. Not everyone's going to be a pro. No. When they do want to go pro, it'd be good to coach them and guide them the right way.
And also, so I said, they had a successful season. Luke, Jacob, other national champions. What are the goals for the next season that's starting? Could we have 3 national champions this year? Yeah. 3 national champions and 2. And I know you're active as well. Could we talk about next season? But you're in Box Cup summer as well, aren't you?
We don't rest. Yeah. We've got the Manchester Box Cup coming up. Then we've got the Barron Box Cup coming up. Then we've got the home counties one coming up. This is before the season starts. Yeah, that's so you're not really having a pre-season. We're a boxing club, box. Footy players want to play footy, so it's look, we enjoy what we do. I love what I do, and giving kids opportunities. And kids can only be any kid can be as good as they want to be. Yeah. If kids want to listen and dedicate themselves to the sport, they can be as good as they want to be. Not everyone's going to be a champion, and that's what we've realised. But they can do something else in life. They can learn respect, manners, attitude, being on time.
Well, look at Perry as well. I know Perry was a good boxer, got injured, but he's the discipline here. Mitchell and stuff has put him onto where he is now.
And Perry would be an unbelievable coach. Now that he's got his university degree out the way, he might be able to come in and help coach.
So obviously we've discussed a little bit the amateur side of stuff into the 10th year of Marybone ABC, which I can't quite believe, to be honest with you.
I can't.
You also coach pros. How did that begin? How did it start?
So it was more with George even when I was still fighting.
Yeah.
Obviously we've got the gym, and then George had JJ Metcalf, Tyrone McCullough.
Yeah, McCullough.
Jazza. Misha was here. Craig Glover was here. Nathan Bruff, Ryan Moorhead, Ryan Vaughan, Tony Dodson.
Yeah.
So he was 75, 80 years of age. So I thought, and he went, I need some hands, help. So I went, okay. So I was helping George. I was just Georgie's yes man, just whatever he wanted, cup of tea. I was done. I just sat and learned and watched, listened to him every day, how he speaks to him and that. And then I just went from there, being JJ Padman and Ryan Moorhead. Remember we went to Scotland with Ryan Moorhead. We had JJ, Ryan Vaughan box, Chris Kelly even.
Chris Kelly, yeah. Golly was here for a
bit. John Donnelly had John Donnelly. Yeah. God. So I was always like helping George be on the pads and stuff, and because Danny had moved to Scotland. So it would have been Danny. So I just basically started to step in and replace Danny, help give George a helping hand. And then I went from there. George got to the age, obviously, got ill, got sick, so he had to step away. And I just thought, well, I might as well carry on trying to fight the flag. I mean, I'm not going to be able to fill them boots.
Yeah.
But if I can give any guidance, I mean, we were talking about yesterday with Kate. George had the programme and it worked.
Yeah.
And now you get all these new coaches trying to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
But Georgie's thing worked. And I've done a little bit with Kate over for this camp. And we're just going to see on Friday night if it works. And then we're going to push on again. Because I've got all Georgie's programmes, all of them. As
we've said there, we've gone through the list of some of the names you've reeled off there. Some lads I'd forgot were even here and or haven't seen in years. What current pros are here now? Who are you putting stable? I know you've got Kate Wiggins fighting Friday.
I've got Kate. Luke's just turned over as well.
Yeah.
Connor's just retired.
Yeah.
Connor Bullen's going to be one of the best amateurs. I'll be the first to say He's going to be one of the best damage coaches.
He's agreed to come on after his holiday and speak about his career. So
right, Conor Butler is going to be one of the best damage coaches you'll ever see.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, Bob. The stuff we went away last week to Hull. He come with us, give us weekends up. So I'll come with the lads because he gets on with them all. He's in here now. He's more dedicated as a coach than a boxer. But he loves it, and he come away with us to Hull, and the kids is in all of them. You know what? And it's great to see. It's easy for me to look back, sit back. Oh, he's been on the game more than anyone.
Yeah.
He must have had 50 bouts in England, travel the world championships, European games. So kids are learning off that. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, and Shannon as well.
Shannon, of course, Shannon as well. She's just been in now, Shan. She's just flew out to America.
Keep that quiet.
She's just going to fly out to America to watch the fight, watch the title fight. And then, because Shannon doesn't train with the lads overnight. So our pros all train with the lads.
Yeah.
Overnight, because we've got an open class youth group, an open class senior group. So you might as well mix the pros with them. They train the same. But obviously, when you get to the 6 and 8 rounders, you've got to change the program for the pros.
What would you say the biggest night you've had in the corner as a pro coach has been so far?
As a pro coach, take Jazza, win the golden contract.
Oh yeah.
Look who we beat.
Lee Wood in the semi-final. Lee Wood wasn't even the final; it was the semi.
And he beat he beat the European champion.
Yeah.
In the first fight, so they went to the draw. We had like a draw for it, and you could pick. So Jazz just went, I want to fight him, and I just went, why did you pick him, Jazz? Why? Sure. And then he went, I want to get a new belt.
Well, yeah.
And it's okay. And they'd stick the fella.
Yeah, and then they make the fight 10 rounds as well.
So they made the fight 10 rounds, so he couldn't win the belt.
I remember that golden contract tournament as well, because that happened. And then the semi-final, I was at that at York Hall against Lee Wood. It was unbelievable. Yeah. He had them nearly stopped him in one of the 8th or 9th round, I think it was. And then COVID it. Yeah. And then the first final, you and Jazza tested positive for COVID. We
both failed positive. And George.
So you said one of the biggest nights, obviously, Jazza win the golden contract. It got postponed, and then it was behind closed doors. Remember in Wakefield? I remember I did the weigh-in, and I came. It was on Sky Sports, wasn't it? So, and he beat Walsh in the final. And he won well, didn't he?
He won. Beat Walsh. And Walsh was a tough fighter. And always had them in top. The Walsh brothers were always had the boss kids, the boss lads. The youngest sons are boxing now. As amateurs, you see everyone on the amateur circle, you see. So, I'd say that, and then obviously the Galahad fight. Yeah. I mean, it weren't Jazz's night. No. But it's gone in full circle, and he's the number one again. Yeah.
Unbelievable win last week out in Turkey. Now a world champion.
And I don't think, obviously, the viewers on here might know, but behind that window, Jazz's house, down the stairs there, and you're in Jazz's garden. So that's how close he lives to the gym. And he said he's going to coach with us when he retires. When Jazz retires, he's going to be a part of the coaching team. So our kids are they don't realise how lucky they are.
And you got Kurt boxing on Friday. He's won the ABAs with the Solly a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
How long's he been with you? Is this your first bout together?
Yeah, first one.
Yeah.
He's enjoyed this. Had good sparring for him. Again, we had a senior the same weight as him going in the whole box club, so it worked perfect. We had Lucas over as well for sparring. We had Rory over from Ireland. Got an Irish kid over for sparring, so it's been good. And again, certain boxers gel with certain coaches. So you could have, for instance, I'll go with Luke. Geno does more of the lead stuff with Luke because it works. Yeah. When Conor Butler was here, Conor worked with Geno better than he worked with me. And that's down to not having an ego in coaching. Yeah. Not every boxer works with the best with every coach, with the best with certain coaches. Just because I've boxed, I've got a name, doesn't mean Geno hasn't got the knowledge. No,
and you can't force a relationship either, can you? You've got to have it.
It works. So And how it started with Connor. Jenna went in the corner for the first one. We had a couple on the bill, so I went on. Jenna went on.
Yeah.
And Jenna went on with Connor when he first came to us. And I went next like, don't change it. Why do you need to change? Why do you need to change that? Yeah. He went, no. I went, no. You stay, and it worked.
Yeah.
And that's the way it is. That's the way it's got to be. It's not about the boxing coach. It's about the boxer and whoever the boxer feels comfortable with.
So here's the question I asked you about the amateurs before. What would you say the biggest difference? Because what's it been since you've retired now? About 9 years. Yeah. What's the biggest difference from when you were a boxer to what you see your boxers going through as a pro? Or is the landscape the same?
No. So I try and keep it old school in training wise.
Well, just everything, the whole career.
I mean, ticket sales. I never had to sell a ticket.
Yeah.
I never had to sell a ticket.
But you did.
I give me 5,000 tickets and they're getting sold.
Yeah.
I sold tickets, but boxing on the Keaton's undercard.
Yeah.
Joe Calzaghe's undercard.
Yeah.
That helps.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And if you have a big massive tour in Liverpool and you get to put on his undercard and it's a 50-50 fight, you're selling tickets.
Yeah.
But when a boxer's got to try and sell it for the Olympia,
it's hard.
It's a hard sell.
Yeah.
And I think every boxing promoter in the country knows that. Liverpool is a hard sell.
Yeah.
Because the fans know boxing.
And we have a lot of shows as well. There's a lot of boxing. We can't go to everything.
And then you've got like Stephen Vaughan, Steve Woods, breaking the backs to put small old shows on.
Yeah.
And without them, you don't have these incoming prospects.
So yeah, as you said, you never really had that because you turned over as with the big profile and stuff. Would you say there's any difference in like matchmaking to when you were a pro, or is it? Do you think it's the same?
Yeah.
No.
It's just like there was loads of British journeymen.
Yeah.
Loads.
We've got a handful now.
Maybe the board's on stick that. Loads of British journeymen. I think the board's on stick on the medicals, which you can't argue, but certain things are happening. There's loads. Yeah,
we had Alex Murphy on the pod last week, and we were speaking about some of the journeymen he's been in with who have never been stopped. And he said himself, sometimes you see someone else's record, they've got loads of stoppages, but you've never actually heard of the people to stop them. Whereas, say you're boxing someone like, they're probably only Dale Arrowsmith now, but there used to be loads. You said your Peter Buckley's, Christian Light, Daniel Forbes, who you box.
Yeah, I think now as well, it's not something hard to get a telly license and get a boxing license. Anyone can get a boxing license now.
Yeah.
Anyone can be a professional boxer. Not everyone can be a professional footballer.
Yeah.
But everyone can be a professional boxer.
Yeah.
And that's what you've got fellas who just go, I want to have a whole pro.
Yeah.
When I boxed, you had to get asked by the promoter or a manager to come knocking for you.
Yeah.
Say, right, we're going to give you this. Do you want to be a pro? And you're like, I'm a pro boxer. Now, I reckon every street in Liverpool's got a pro boxer.
It's a good shout, like. So we've discussed it a little bit there about with your amateur club, the goals for the next 12 months. What about with your pro stable? Is there any set goals, or is it just take it as it comes?
Take each fight it comes. Brian Collins.
We missed Brian just being in fight of the year for the Central Area title.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brian.
That's he hasn't been in. He's out with an injury. But I'd like to get Brian out 6 rounds.
Yeah.
And then he needs a title fight again.
Well, that we could go back to, because that was another big night live on the Zone in the Olympia. Really good, hard-fought contest with Willie. I don't want to take anything away from Will, who won the bout, but I've heard some people believe Brian won it, some people believe Will won it. There was a point in it on the card. I know Anthony Crowler on commentary had it in a point the other way to Brian. Is that something you'd look to rematch, do you think?
100%. We asked for it right away. And I won every pro title. Apart from the Central Area.
Yeah, no, it's fun to do that.
Jay Farrell. Still got Jay Farrell. He's going to box in Malta. Jay's going to fight up for the September the 12th.
Yeah, I'll be in Malta then. Yeah, we've got James. That was announced yesterday. James Hennigan.
So Jay Farrell will be on that bill. And Brian, just want to get him a fight and get him back out there ASAP. He needs a title fight, and there's loads of local derbies as well for him. Yeah, there is. And you'd say the same for a lot of the boxers is that local derbies. I know when you boxed Stephen Jennings, for example, I know you've done a lot more as a pro than but I know you've had history as an amateur, didn't you? But he still boxed me, didn't he?
Yeah, but it still had a buzz about it. Still had an excitement about it. Like, I always say one of the best live fights I've seen was Dodo and Quigley.
Yeah.
you like for the
I'm a great fights.
Yeah, so
local
derbies, yeah.
Like a local derby, and it would sell the Olympia.
Yeah, it would, yeah. If you look at when Tom Farrell boxed Tommy Caddis, that was in the chief support on the Echo from Martin Murray, and it was, I say, it really caught the imagination. So it's interesting you've gone there with derbies. I know you're not the type to call anyone out, but if you so even if you don't want to tell us people in mind for Brian or
we'll just
whoever, yeah.
He's at that stage of his career. He's having a baby soon. Or his wife's having a baby soon. So, and I think he get up for a big fight like that again.
Yeah,
we have to that rematch right away.
Yeah,
and I've been on the bad end of some decisions by that same referee, and the referee. I don't think the referee should score a bout.
I think it is hard because I actually did ask the question once because I've done a Central Area title bout before where judges scored it. So I asked someone at the, and they were like, "If judges are here, we'll use them." So say there was another like a Commonwealth or a European title on the bill, they'll use them. But if there's not, if the Central Area is the top of the bill and there isn't judges there, the ref will score it.
Yeah.
So
the referee, I think he's giving me the same like. Give me draws with some of my fighters and losses, and I'm like, come on. And then I've just got a feel. It's not like us.
I think obviously I was ringside. It was a good hard fought bout. So that's why I didn't want to take nothing away from Will because I don't think
it sounds bad. Will didn't deserve to lose, but now
yeah. And there was a point in it, wasn't there? So. Just moving on, we've gone through there just because we did say we want to try and keep our pods a bit short and interesting so people don't get bored. For the first time, I tried something new where I asked people on Instagram if there's any questions that they wanted to ask. Go and see if you can work out who this is because it is an amateur boxer from your gym. Ask this question on who's the biggest hitter in the gym.
Me.
Okay, who's the biggest hitter in the amateur stable? Biggest puncher?
Biggest puncher in the amateur stable. Say Dylan.
That's who asked the question. Dylan asked. And I don't know who this is.
Pound for pound.
Yeah.
Pound for pound. Brendan Anderson.
Anderson lads had another good season, didn't they, as well?
So
two brothers in
again,
the team, sorry.
Brendan, we put Brendan in the ABAs, and I don't care who they are, all the coaches in the city, but like, even certain boxers, people coming up to our box going, he's really going to put Brendan at Mikey Evo. Mikey Evo shit. Mikey Evo.
Unbelievable.
Top kid. I think his last record 19-1, and Brendan beat him. So we went, we just got a feeling Brendan can all man people. He's strong as an ox, one of the biggest punches I've seen, and we put him in. And he broke his hand.
It was Dylan who asked that question. I remember because do you remember on your show in the Broadway Club against the lad from Batley?
Fog,
was it Fog? Sorry,
No, that's a kid called Fog.
Fog from Batley. And it was close, wasn't it? Could have gone either way, and then Dylan just come out of nowhere and stopped them. The next question, I'm not sure who this is. BB1984 LFC on Instagram has asked who's the worst trainer in the 5:30 p.m. class.
Stephen Wright.
I don't know who asked that question.
It's got to be Stephen Wright. 5:30 a.m.
Well, it could be 5:30 a.m. Sorry.
5:30 a.m. If it's 5:30 a.m., it's Stephen Wright. He doesn't even break sweat.
Really?
Yeah. He might as well come here.
And then another question was of someone who I don't know. It's just like an anonymous question came through. They asked, "Would you rather have won a world title as a boxer or as a coach?"
No.
You can say both if you want.
Yeah. In a mad way as well. But when we that's where pro boxing changed as well.
Yeah.
How many world titles are there?
No, I know.
I've got a WBA interim belt in the cupboard.
No, I know. And a WBU in the museum.
Yeah, I've got a WBU world title in the museum. I've got a WBA interim in the cupboard at home.
No, I know. Okay, but let's say a legit like. Okay, who would you rather have won an undisputed world championship as a boxer or taken someone
as a boxer
you've had from an amateur?
As a boxer, for the fact that the coach do dedicate their life to Tony Chandler at the Solly, dedicate his life to give something back to him and say thank you, Josie Vaughan, Danny Vaughan, Oliver Allison, just say thank you.
And the last question, so it was a good question because it's come from Little Derry. He's asked, what shampoo do you use?
So
that's
Just to let you know, son, you're grounded.
I
And it's 21 soon, so he's getting older.
know, thanks for that, Derry. I think we did a good little snapshot of your coaching career there. We will have to. I said that as a joke at the start about doing a podcast about the tips we had watching your career, but I actually think it could be something we could do.
Yeah, but how many people are going to answer?
I know, very true. But
how many service stations do you think?
But how long does CCTV go back?
How long the service stations, the travelling we done?
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Remember the bus broke down in York Hall?
Oh, all getting trains and everything.